الرحيم قل اللهم مالك الملك تؤتي الملك من تشاء وتنزع الملك ممن تشاء وتنزع الملك ممن تشاء وتعز من تشاء وتذل من تشاء وتعز من تشاء وتذل من تشاء بيدك الخير إنك على كل شيء تولج الليل في النهار وتولج النهار في الليل وتخرج الحي من الميت وتخرج الميت من الحي وترزق من تشاء بغير حساب صدق الله العظيم.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam ilmu, keikhlasan, kecemerlangan UNIMAP and salam Malaysia Madani. Welcome to the Global University Colloquium GUC 2023, and we are very honored to extend our warmest welcome to all of you today as we commence this meaningful colloquium on Beyond Boundaries, collaborative approaches to quality assurance, global engagement and also research. Before that, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our distinguished guests. The first one is the Honorable Associate Professor Dr. Tunku Salha binti Tunku Ahmad, Dean of Faculty of Business and Communication, University of Malaysia Perlis, the representative of the Vice Chancellor of UNIMAP. The second one is the Honorable Mr. Noman Abid Laki TI, Chancellor of Ilma University. The Honorable Professor Dr. Mansur Uzzafar Daud, Vice Chancellor Ilma University, Pakistan. His Excellency the Honorable Mr. Herman Hardinata bin Ahmad, Consul General of Malaysia in Karachi. And next one is the Honorable Dr. Mukhtar Ahmad, Chairman Higher Education Commission, Pakistan. The Honorable Associate Professor Dr. Umi Naima binti Sarai, Head Center of Excellence for Social Innovation and Sustainability, University of Malaysia Perlis. The Honorable Mr. Fawad Mahmud Bad, Director Quality Assurance and Global Partnership Ilma, University Pakistan, Ms. Sajida Qureshi, Head of Department, Head of Alumni and Placement, Ilma University Pakistan. And also I would like to welcome our distinguished guest, Professor Madhya, Dr. Umi Fazara binti Mat Ali, the Director of Center of International Engagement, the keynote speaker, GUC 2023, committee members, presenters and participants, and also distinguished guests, participant of Global University Colloquium GUC 2023. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first one, I would like to invite the Honorable Associate Professor Dr. Umi Naimah Sarai, Head of Center of Excellence for Social Innovation and Sustainability at UNIMED Malaysia, to give the welcoming speech for this event, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Shauki. All right, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, and participants, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all and one of you. So, as the host of this program, I am honored to stand before you today to extend my warm and heartfelt welcome to the second Global Universities Colloquium GUC 2023. This program serves as a platform for the exchange of ideas, the celebration of knowledge, and the cultivation of intellectual growth. We are delighted to have each one of you here, and your presence adds immense value to this gathering. The Global Universities Colloquium 2023 is one of the collaborative activities under the MOU that have been signed between the Faculty of Business and Communication, UNIMED, and Ilma University Pakistan. The MOU signing ceremony took place online on 8th of July 2021, and the final document of the MOU was fully sealed on 15th of March 2022 due to the COVID pandemic. In relation to that, to make the academic collaboration between two universities successful, this program is seen can strengthening the educational excellence through an involvement of these two universities at the international level. The main objective of this program are to provide a platform for the transfer and exchange of expertise in meeting the current needs of both universities, to strengthen the focus on deep engagement through the interpersonal physical visit session, and to explore new collaboration opportunities, to increase the opportunities for UNIMED and ILMA to promote their brands, products, services on the international stage, to create new collaboration by involving international universities from European countries who will also invited to participate in this program virtually. Thus, your active participation is what will make this colloquium a success. Thank you for joining us, and may this colloquium be a source of inspiration and enlightenment for all of us. That's all from me. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Associate Professor Dr. Umi Naimah Sarai from University Malaysia Perlis. And next, I would like to call upon Ms. Sajida Qureshi, Head of Alumni and Placement at Ilma University Pakistan, to give away the welcoming speech for this event, representing Ilma University from Pakistan.
Thank you for inviting me. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good morning to all of you. I, Sajida Qureshi, am honored to stand before you and speak by representing my university and my country, Pakistan. I am Head of Alumni and Placement and Deputy Director in Quality Assurance and Global Partnerships. I extend my sincere gratitude to Professor Dato T.S. Dr. Zaliman bin Sauli, Vice Chancellor of UNIMEP, Associate Professor Dr. Tunku Salah Binti Tunku Ahmed, Dean of Faculty of Business Communication, UNIMEP, Associate Professor Dr. Umi Naimah Sariha, Head of the Center of Excellence for Social Innovation and Sustainability at UNIMEP, Consul General of Malaysia in Karachi, Mr. Harman Hardinata bin Ahmed, Dr. Mukhtar Ahmed, Chairman, Higher Education Commission, Pakistan, Professor Dr. Tariq Rafi, Chairman, Sindh Higher Education Commission, Pakistan, Mr. Noman Abid Lakhani Tamga Imtiaz, Chancellor of Ilma University, Professor Dr. Mansoor Zafar Dawood, Vice Chancellor of Ilma University, Mr. Fawad Mahmood Butt, Director of Quality Assurance and Global Partnerships, for jointly organizing this colloquium. Ilma University stands as a pioneer in innovative education, global engagements, and academic excellence. Our dedication to quality and international partnerships underscores our mission to shape the future of higher education. I extend again my appreciation to the organizing committee of their efforts in bridging Pakistani and Malaysian universities and fostering fruitful collaboration. I welcome you all on our second Global Universities Colloquium on behalf of Ilma University. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Sajida Qureshi, representing Ilma University from Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, this ceremony will continue with the opening speech by the Honorable Professor Datuk Technology Dr. Zaliman bin Sauli, the Vice Chancellor of University Malaysia Perlis, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. Salam ilmu, keikhlasan, kecemerlangan UNIMAP, dan salam Malaysia Madani. The Honorable Mr. Norman Abid Lakhani, Chancellor of Ilma University, Professor Dr. Mansoor Zafar Dawood, Vice Chancellor of Ilma University, Associate Professor Dr. Tengku Salha Tengku Ahmad, Dean of the Faculty of Business and Communication, University Malaysia Perlis, Associate Professor Dr. Umi Naimah Sarai, Head of the Center of Excellence for Social Innovation and Sustainability, UNIMAP, distinguished guests, keynote speakers, GUC 2023's committee members, presenters, and participants, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, my heartiest appreciation goes to Ilma University for making this hybrid colloquium possible. Thank you very much, especially to Ilma University for inviting UNIMAP to host this Global Universities Colloquium GUC 2023. I also extend my sincerest gratitude to all guests and participants for taking part in this year's colloquium. In an era where knowledge transcends borders, we gather here today to discuss the central role of higher education institutions in shaping our future through partnership, innovations, and collaborative research endeavors. So, ladies and gentlemen, so this year's theme, Beyond Boundaries, Collaborating Approaches to Quality Assurance, Global Engagements, and Research, that encompasses our desired goal for a society in which collaborative endeavors transcends conventional limitations, cultivating an environment where intellectuals unite to tackle the challenge faced by humanity. UNIMAP demonstrated its dedication to realizing this aim through tangible initiative. Our university effectively incorporates technologies into the learning process, which fosters a comprehensive understanding of global views. Through a collaborative learning approach, it facilitates virtual connection among students from all walks of life, it also serves to enhance the quality of education and the development of intercultural competency in an increasingly globalized society. So, ladies and gentlemen, first, the robust quality assurance processes have been implemented to ensure that our programs are aligned with the global standards, while continuous improvement is pursued through international collaborations. The purpose of these colloquiums is to demonstrate our dedication to enhancing academic excellence by exchanging and spreading valuable knowledge and perspective. Equally important, the incorporation of global engagements is a fundamental component of our philosophy frameworks. Therefore, UNIMAP established collaborative relationships with other educational institutions across the globe, thereby enabling the exchange of students and staff, fostering cooperative research initiative, and facilitating cross-cultural encounters. So these collaborative alliances functions as channel for the exchange of ideas, diverse viewpoints, and the cultivation of innovative solutions. Likewise, UNIMAP promotes multidisciplinary collaboration for research. Our research management centers brings together specialists from several disciplines to tackle real-life problems using multidimensional approaches. So at UNIMAP, we currently have 14 centers of excellence, and COESIS is one of them. By actively engaging in interdisciplinary research, we provide valuable contributions to a dynamic knowledge ecosystems. So, ladies and gentlemen, in summary, UNIMAP embodies the philosophy of beyond boundaries. We have fostered a culture of collaborations, actively pursued global participation, and consistently supported and promoted outstanding scientists endeavors. As co-organizer, we pledge our dedication to the acquisition and sharing knowledge and collaborative efforts to propel the boundaries of higher education towards a more promising futures. Lastly, I would like to take the time to applaud the organizing committee for their commitment in establishing these scholarly colloquiums, facilitating cooperations and forging connections between universities in Pakistan, Turkey, Germany, and Malaysia. So I end my speech with wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you, the Honorable Datuk, for the opening speech. Ladies and gentlemen, next I would like to invite the Honorable Associate Professor Dr. Tugu Salha binti Tugu Ahmad, Dean of Faculty of Business and Communication, UNIMAP Malaysia, to deliver her speech, please.
Mr. Shauki, I think you may sit down because my speech will be more than 10 minutes. So you please have a seat. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning everyone. How are you today? Okay, I thought I have to give an opening speech. This is a keynote, right? Okay. Okay, let me calm myself for a while. Okay. So I have prepared slides, PowerPoint slides, based on my very little experience managing the international office of UNIMAP for about 2 years. So what I wrote or what I have written in my slide is actually most, or I can say some of the points are based on the observations and also the knowledge that I gained, okay, during my tenure as director of the International Office of UNIMAP. So let us look together what I have. We can, inshallah, we can have some knowledge based on my, like I said just now, my very little experience, okay, in the international office. So the topic for my keynote, okay, for today's keynote is actually internationalization of higher education. Apologies for not having a proper logos on the slides. It should have ILMA and GUC and also COESIS. So please forgive me for that. And this is the slide. It will take me about 10 to 15 minutes to deliver this keynote. So please go to the next slide. Thank you. And okay, this is the concepts of internationalization. So when we talk about internationalization, actually we are focusing on the inbound and outbound. Generally we will be focusing on the inbound and outbound mobility of staff and students. So, but based on the literature review that I did, okay, last night, okay, I have some information about the definition of internationalization. So according to Knight, 2007, okay, internationalization is any human activities that wear international dimensions such as business, education, employment, investment, research projects, and etc. But in our context today, we will focus the internationalization on the education activities, okay? And I have one more definition of internationalization in which DeWitt and Artbeck in 2020, they define internationalization as any cross-border activities for specific reasons. So it can be education, it can be business, it can be investment, and so on. Okay. And in the context of this presentation, I will focus my presentation on tertiary education, that is defined as the delivery of higher educational services to non-natives of a particular country through different media which include international mobility, inbound and outbound, including staff and student mobility, branch campuses, and collaborative activities with international strategic partners. Okay, this definition is a combination of previous researchers, Knight, 2007, DeWitt and Hunter, 2015, and DeWitt and Artbeck, 2020. So that is generally the concepts of internationalization. Can we go to the next slide? Thank you. So why internationalization of higher education is important? So without looking at the slide, I can summarize that actually for us in higher institutions, internationalization is very important. Firstly, because for us in UNIMAP, we will be able to gain more
income generating activities through internationalization, in which we can have, we can say that like fundraising in which we can have more income from students' fee or students' tuition fees. Okay, and one more thing is, oh, saya tekan ni ya? Saya tekan ke mana? Okay, terima kasih. Alright. Now we go back to the point that I mentioned just now. One of the important impacts of internationalization, we can have higher income, and then it will also allow real classroom interaction. So when students come to our university, or when our students go to other universities, of course they will interact, and when they are in the classroom, they will be able to interact with each other, and these will allow socialization among them from different cultures, different languages, different countries, and also different lifestyle. And then it also allows the real life experience of campus life, where students will be able to get together in the campus, okay, know each other, and they can be able to share their experience. They are also be able to share their experience, okay, what they experience in their home institutions, and they can share many things together. And also, internationalization also can allow excitement of traveling abroad. Of course, when they want to go to other countries, to go to foreign institutions, they will be able to have experience in traveling abroad. So these activities will never be the same in the virtual settings, because during COVID, we have staff and students mobility online, and when we have physical mobility, okay, of course, the activities that we do physically will never be the same in the virtual settings. And one more point that I put in the slide: campus life have many social and education advantages. Okay, no virtual world can fill this vacuum, and virtual environment cannot be compared to the real physical world. Okay, we go to the next slide now. And it disappears. I'm trying now. Actually, I try to go to the next slide, and I push the right button. It does not come out. Can anyone help? Up there? Yeah, we go to the next slide. Okay, so here I highlight strategies or ways to achieve internationalization in higher education. We can actually improve the process of internationalization in our universities through three methods or three strategies. The first one is through student and staff mobility, inbound and outbound, like what we are having today. We have Ms. Sajida and also Mr. Mahmoud to be with us today. This is called, for UNIMAP, this is called inbound mobility. So we receive you from Pakistan, and it is called inbound mobility. And if, let's say, we go later on soon, we go to Pakistan, okay, so it is called outbound mobility. And it is actually the parameter for internationalization in regard to ranking and rating, world ranking and rating. So this is one way to achieve internationalization. It does not, so I can share some experience based on what we have done before for students' mobility. So we send students for summer programs, okay, we send students to follow courses, not to say the whole program, but a few courses that were conducted in the foreign institutions. We send students, and they spend there about one semester. So that is called outbound mobility. Okay, we can also send students for internship programs. Okay, that is also one way to achieve internationalization. Another way, this is quite important, is through academic innovations, in which we, the universities, we have to prepare appropriate curriculum that will be able to suit the needs of the student. Appropriate curriculum, engaging pedagogy, continuous formative assessments, follow-up academic support, online and offline class, blended learning, availability, and research collaborations. So for follow-up academic support, I would like to stress here that in terms of student mobility, the university has to make sure that they provide academic and services support, such as providing visa, helping students to get their visa. That include academic innovations in which students, overseas students, will not be able to come to our universities if they don't have the visa. So here, significant effort should be made in order to support the services in regard to visa for foreign students. Okay, and then some of the classes for academic innovations for foreign students, for mobility students, some can be done online. So if, let's say, the students are not around in the campus, they can always follow the online class or blended learning. So in that regard, we should be able to provide the technology that is needed in order to make sure that the classes can be done successfully, the technology to support the digital learning. And then, of course, we also need to have a conducive campus infrastructure. It means the hostel, we have to prepare good hostels, sufficient infrastructure in the hostel, including dining, food, okay? Food facilities, sports and recreational facilities, in-house medical and support services. Okay, and also at the same time, we have to make sure that we have a good library and classroom equipment, okay, so that students will be able to learn in a very conducive environment. Okay, now we go to the next one. Benefits to host institutions. So what are the benefits to host institutions if, let's say, we can ensure that internationalizations can be done greatly? So the first benefit is that internationalization, the students and staff mobility, research collaboration, international networking, MOU, MOA, signing, those activities is actually an indicator for international ranking, and it is one of the parameters for the university to achieve higher marks in the international ranking. Of that, the host institutions will also be able that the institutions get, they will be able to do to support the operational expenses in the university. So it is very important actually to have more international students coming in the university. Those income can be used to support the operational expenses in the university. And my third point in regard to the benefits to host institutions is we can actually boost the edutourism. Edutourism means people come to our country to study, and at the same time it will promote the tourism in the country. And the fourth point is to from internationalization, we can create competitive qualities in higher education in the host institutions when we compare with other nations. So the visibility, in this case, the visibility of the university. More international students register, it means that more information, of the university spread out, and it will help in terms of visibility of the university. And finally, the point is attracting foreign universities to explore more collaborative opportunities, such as research collaboratives, We can have matching grants, okay? We can have attachment, university attachment, industrial attachment. We can also have postgraduate programs, opportunities, GA, graduate assistant, research assistant, RA, okay? And can we go to the next slide, please? Okay. And now the way forward. So what the universities can do in order to enhance internationalizations in the university. Number one, okay, we can encourage student exchange program. Okay, one program, for example, we can have internship exchange program. A group of students from UNIMAP can go to Ilma University in Pakistan to do their internship program during the semester break. That can be done, okay, because we have already the MOU, so we can always do student exchange program. So when we do student exchange program, okay, we can give advantages to the students, okay, in terms of knowledge, experience, okay, exchanging culture, languages. They will learn more skills, communication skills. And another way that we can think about is to provide financial support to support internationalization programs. For example, we give scholarships to students, okay, who are qualified to come to our university to do their first degree, PhD or master's. And then we have to make sure that our accommodation facilities are in good condition, okay, state-of-the-art accommodation facilities. Okay, make sure that students are safe in the hostel and they are comfortable in the hostel. And then we can also introduce program or course mobility in which for course mobility, maybe we take example one simple course, principles of management, for example, for first year student. Okay, they can do it online. They can do it online, in which we invite lecturers from overseas to share his or her experience in the course. Okay, it can involve two or three courses in a semester. Okay, to be more serious, to enhance internationalizations, we can also introduce dual degree programs. In fact, UNIMAP has started, and we have dual degree programs with a few universities. For example, UNIMAP and a Japanese university. We are actually doing dual degree programs. We also can promote international research collaboration, like matching grant, okay, matching grant in which one university will provide a certain amount of money for the research, and the same amount will be contributed by the partner university. So there will be KPIs for international research collaboration, and it will help in getting paper published in Scopus or WOS, and also we can also conduct conferences like what we are doing today, international conferences from the collaboration. So if, let's say, we want more programs to be involved in internationalization, in which we, for staff mobility or students mobility, we can always conduct summer program. UNIMAP actually conducted one summer program, but it was online, fully online, because that was during COVID-19 era in 2021. So we conducted summer program online. But now things are getting better. Okay, COVID-19 is, I can say, is away now, so we can conduct physical summer program, and we can also enhance the postdoc program. GA stands for graduate assistant and research assistant. We can invite those who have just finished their PhD to come to UNIMAP, do their postdoc and become a GA and RA. That will also help internationalization. And finally, we can always disseminate our information, university information, through newsletter, where we can send personal emails to our counterparts, to our partners, for example, during season's greetings, during seasonal greetings, we can enhance the networking through this newsletter and seasonal greetings, and in a way we can enhance the visibility of our university. I think that is all. Okay, one more slide. Okay, and this is what I think that we should focus on. We have to provide access to proper equipment or infrastructure. I have mentioned just now. Technologies, okay, the internet connection should be good if we want to do digital learning. Technologies and other learning tools for online teaching and learning. This is an ideal time for us to experiment and accept technology and make education delivery seamless for learning. Prior to COVID-19, Zoom, Google Meet are not too familiar with all of us, but when COVID-19 is there, so we are used to use all those tools, and if we can upgrade the technologies, then it will be good, because we can have physical and online teaching and learning, and at the same time, we can enhance the internationalization between one institution with another. So we have to also revise and review the strategies of the local and international student recruitment. Promotion, has to be very effective in order to make sure that people know about our universities. So we have to focus on the promotion strategies. And virtual and physical programs and education exhibitions are widely conducted to promote UNIMAP. This is in the case of UNIMAP and its academic programs. And we have also to work on enhancing and strengthening pedagogy skills among lecturers. Lecturers also have to improve their teaching and learning skills. I think that is all for my keynote speech. Thank you very much. So if, let's say, you have questions, you can ask. I will try my best to answer. If I cannot answer, I will ask my colleagues here. They are all here to help me answering the questions. Any questions? No questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right, cool. Thank you so much, Associate Professor Dr. Tugu Salha binti Tugu Ahmad, for the keynote speech. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, next we'd like to invite the Honorable Professor Dr. Mansoor Uzzafar Daud, the Vice Chancellor of Ilma University, Pakistan, to deliver his speech online, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good morning to all of you. I, Professor Dr. Mansoor Uzzafar Daud, am honored to speak before you today as the Vice Chancellor of Ilma University, Pakistan, representing my country at the Global Universities Colloquium 2023 in Malaysia. I extend my sincere gratitude to Consul General of Malaysia in Karachi, Mr. Herman Hardinata bin Ahmed, Mr. Numan Abid Lakhani, Tamgha Imtiaz, Chancellor of Ilma University, Karachi, Pakistan, Professor Datu, Dr. Zalman bin Soli, Vice Chancellor of UNIMAP, Dr. Mukhtar Ahmad, Chairman of Higher Education Commission, Pakistan, Professor Dr. Tariq Rafi, Chairman, Sindh Higher Education Commission, Pakistan, Associate Professor Dr. Tunku Salah Binte Tunku Ahmad, Dean of the Faculty of Business Communication at UNIMAP, and Associate Professor Dr. Ummi Naima, Head of the Center of Excellence for Social Innovation and Sustainability at UNIMAP, for jointly organizing this colloquium. In an era where knowledge transcends borders, ideas flow seamlessly across continents, and collaboration defies geographical limitations, we convene here to deliberate on the pivotal role of higher education institutions in shaping the future through partnership, innovation, and shared research endeavor. The theme Beyond Boundaries encapsulates our aspirations, a world where collective efforts surpass traditional confines, fostering an environment where diverse minds converge to address humanity's challenges. Ilma University is committed to actualizing this vision through concrete actions. Our institution leads in innovative educational practices, integrating technology and nurturing global perspectives. Collaborative learning, where students from around the world connect virtually to share ideas and experiences, enrich education, and cultivate intercultural competency for a globalized world. We have established robust quality assurance mechanism aligning programs with global standards, engaging in continuous improvement through international collaborations. The Colloquium showcases our commitment to elevating academic excellence through shared insights. Global engagements are integral to our philosophy. Ilma University partners with institutions worldwide, facilitating students and faculty exchange, joint research, and cross-cultural experiences. These partnerships serve as conduits for ideas, perspectives, and innovations. In research, Ilma University fosters interdisciplinary collaborations. Our research centers unite experts from diverse fields to address complex issues with multifaceted solutions. By embracing boundary-defined research, we contribute to an agile, innovative knowledge ecosystem. In conclusion, Ilma University embraces beyond boundaries. We have nurtured collaborations, pursued global engagement, and championed groundbreaking research. As co-organizer, we commit to sharing learning and collectively advancing higher education horizon for a brighter future. I applaud the organizing committee for their dedication in creating this intellectual platform, fostering collaboration and bridging Pakistan and Malaysian universities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Mansoor Zafar Daud, for the speech. Ladies and gentlemen, next we'd like to invite His Excellency the Honorable Mr. Herman Herdinata bin Ahmad, Consul General of Malaysia in Pakistan, to deliver his speech online, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yang berbahagia Datuk-Datuk, Datin-Datin, Puan-Puan dan Puan-Puan, distinguished guests, esteemed academicians and respected students. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Herman Herdinata Ahmad, the Consul General of Malaysia in Karachi, Pakistan. As the Consul General of Malaysia, it is an honor to address the significant Global University Colloquium under the theme Beyond Boundaries, Collaborative Approaches to Quality Assurance, Global Engagements and Research. In this relation, I would like to touch on the subject of global engagement in improving Malaysia's unwavering commitment to fostering global collaborations in higher education. Together, let us explore how our collaborative approach can go beyond borders and lead us to a brighter, more interconnected future. The Malaysian higher education history goes back 116 years ago, since 28 September 1905, with the establishment of University of Malaya in Singapore. In 1969, with University of Malaya's first campus in Kuala Lumpur, the Malaysian higher education has strived to become what it is today, with 20 public universities, 30 polytechnics, 104 community colleges, and as well as 411 private higher education institutions. Malaysia now also hosts foreign branches of reputable universities from United Kingdom, Australia, the United States, China, Ireland and Japan. The foreign branches of universities either runs as their own overseas branch campus or in partnership with Malaysian institutions. In the digital age, the world has become a global village with information and ideas flowing seamlessly across borders. In this interconnected world, higher education plays a pivotal role in shaping the minds of future leaders and fostering global understanding. Malaysia recognizes the transformative power of international collaborations, and we are dedicated to nurturing a higher education landscape that thrives on embracing diversity, inclusivity, and innovative thinking. Additionally, the Malaysian higher education has implemented an Education 4.0 program in line with the Fourth Industrial Revolution. The Education 4.0 program is aimed at providing graduates with the capabilities and competencies required by the digital-driven industry. Thus, Malaysia has strategically enhanced the structure of its polytechnic and community colleges, which are established around the country that offer certificate and diplomas program. Malaysia's higher education journey is marked by significant progress and dedication to excellence. Our universities are guided by strong commitment to provide quality education and embracing global engagements. Our academic programs are designed to be internationally recognized and relevant, preparing our graduates to be global citizens equipped with the skills and knowledge to be contributed meaningfully to the world. In doing so, Malaysia took a step forward in internationalization of higher education by opening its doors for reputable foreign universities to set up their campuses in Malaysia. Currently, there are 10 foreign branch campuses from Australia, the United Kingdom, Ireland, and China. These universities, some of which are the top 100 of QS World University rankings, offer programs identical in structure and content to those at their home campuses. Moreover, Malaysia's welcoming atmosphere, rich cultural heritage, and safe environment make it an attractive destination for international students seeking a holistic and rewarding higher education experience. By blending the best of global knowledge with local insights, we create an enriched learning environment that transcends geographical boundaries. Malaysia's approach to global engagement is multifaceted, driven by the understanding that true progress lies in the power of collaboration. Let us delve into the key pillars that exemplify our commitment to breaking barriers and building bridges. 1. International partnerships and exchange programs. We believe in fostering meaningful partnerships with universities around the world. Our higher education institutions actively engage in student and faculty exchange programs, providing opportunities for cross-cultural interactions and shared learning experiences. By nurturing international networks, we expand horizons and create a global community of scholars and researchers. Secondly, joint research initiatives. Research knows no boundaries, and we recognize the value of collaboration in addressing complex global challenges. Malaysia encourages joint research initiatives with international partners to pool resources and expertise. Together, we strive to find solutions that exceed geopolitical constraints and create lasting impacts on a global scale. And third, cultural exchange and diversity celebrations. Our universities celebrate cultural diversity, hosting events and festivals that showcase the richness of Malaysia's multicultural identity. Through cultural exchange, we foster a deeper understanding of each other's traditions, values, and perspectives, thus cultivating a more inclusive and harmonious world. And lastly, global immersion programs. We encourage students to participate in global immersion programs that expose them to different cultures, languages, and societies. These experiences develop students into cultural competencies, preparing them to thrive in a globalized world where cross-border collaborations are essential. Global engagement not only fosters mutual understanding but also serves as catalysts for innovation. Malaysia's higher education institutions actively promote an entrepreneurial mindset, encouraging students and researchers to translate knowledge into practical solutions that address global challenges. By engaging with diverse perspectives and collaborating on interdisciplinary projects, students and researchers become better equipped to tackle complex issues. They can leverage their experiences and expertise gained from international collaborations to make a positive impact on societies across the globe. Malaysia is fully committed to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, and we recognize that achieving these goals require collective efforts from the global community. Through collaborative engagements, our higher education institutions actively contribute to initiatives aligned with the SDGs, such as eradicating poverty, promoting health and well-being, and ensuring quality education for all. Through cross-border research projects and education programs, we aim to address the pressing challenges like climate change, inequality, and environmental degradation. By working together, we can maximize the impact of our efforts and create a more sustainable and equitable world. In embracing global engagements, we are committed to ensuring inclusivity. Malaysia's higher education institutions actively promote diversity, equity, and accessibility. We welcome students from all backgrounds, cultures, religions, and regions, and creating a vibrant and inclusive academic community. Moreover, we recognize the importance of empowering marginalized voices and underrepresented communities in global discussions by providing equal opportunities and support to students and scholars from diverse backgrounds. We strengthen the foundation for inclusive collaborations that can lead to transformative change. In conclusion, Malaysia's commitment to beyond boundaries, collaborative approaches to quality assurance, global engagements, and research with emphasis on global engagement in higher education is a testament to our belief in the power of collaboration. As we navigate the challenges of the 21st century, it is imperative that we work together, transcending borders and harnessing the collective power of knowledge, diversity, and innovation. I urge all participants in this Global Universities Colloquium to embrace the spirit of collaboration and explore the vast opportunities that Malaysia's higher education landscape offers. Let us chart a course for a connected future where global engagements become the foundation for a more prosperous, sustainable, and inclusive world. Thank you for your attention and dedication to advancing global engagements in higher education. Terima kasih. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, His Excellency, Honorable Mr. Herman Herdinata Ahmad, Consul General of Malaysia in Pakistan. So, ladies and gentlemen, next we'd like to invite the Honorable Professor Dr. Maurice van Rooyen, President University of Europe for Applied Sciences, UE, Germany, to deliver his speech online, please.
Hello, my name is Maurits van Rooyen. I'm the Chief Academic Officer of Global University Systems, and I'm also President of the University of Europe in Germany and soon also in Dubai. Thank you very much for inviting me to your conference, and sadly for me, I cannot be there in person. But nevertheless, I really appreciate the invitation because it allows me to reflect a little bit together with you on international quality assurance in higher education. When new university rankings get published, we all are curious to see who are the winners and who are the losers. Seeing universities climbing places and seeing others being overtaken is very amusing. And that's exactly what it is, very amusing. Nothing more than that. Because of course we as educational professionals know that the real competition in higher education isn't in scoring against a set of often quite arbitrary criteria, but being the best against specific mission of an institution. The reason why it is so important to say against the specific mission of an institution is that we have to look beyond the individual institution. The real strength of tertiary education rests, and I like to say this many times before, not in the strength of an individual tree, an individual institution, but in the strength of the entire forest, the higher education ecosystem. And the strength of that forest depends heavily on optimal diversity. So if we want to judge how strong tertiary education is in, for instance, a specific country, we should not get distracted by the number of tall trees there are in that country, but by the diversity of the entire ecosystem of tertiary education in that specific country. This insight applies to national higher education, but also at the global level. This thinking underpins, for instance, global university systems, of which I have the academic responsibility. The global university systems operates in the private sector, as there is no global funding authority for higher education, though it also includes all kind of public-private partnerships, so it also reaches out to the public sector. Its aim is to develop a truly global system for higher education, based on thriving for optimal diversification in terms of academic disciplines, accessibility and affordability, modes of delivery, and of course, geographic footprint. The latter forms the basis of our subsystems that underpin the overall global system. Of course, where quality assurance for higher education is concerned, there is no global quality assurance. It's all regulated at national or regional level. We all agree that quality assurance is essential for higher education. After all, a degree certificate is nothing more than just a piece of paper, like a currency note. It is a piece of paper, but with a national guarantee and the signature of the president of the national bank, we all accept that what is written on that piece of paper, this is worth X amount of money, is really the value of that piece of paper. And in a similar way, quality assurance ensures the value of a diploma. The more robust that quality assurance is, the more credible the value of that diploma. But this, of course, refers only to value in absolute terms. There is also the relative value, the equivalent of, let's say, the exchange rate in financial markets. Yet let's not carry it away. This is where higher education tends to be a bit more sophisticated than the currency market, because we, as collective academic peer group, will set our exchange rates also in the context of our respective, quite diverse institutional missions. And as just said, that is very important, as it ensures the diversity we absolutely need for an effective higher education ecosystem. A forest of only tall trees of one type would not only be extremely vulnerable, it is even unlikely to survive in the long term. So a system of credit point exchange will need to be more sophisticated than merely currency exchange rates. Coming back to my own organization, Global University Systems, we have started to develop quite a sophisticated, let's call it, global exchange rate for study credits. Sounds easier than it is. We decided to take a very particular focus, that is on professional education, and we focused initially only on one discipline, business, and only at undergraduate level. And even that turned out to be not that straightforward. It has been a very demanding task, but also an extremely worthwhile exercise. And yes, it does work. When it comes to a comparison with the currency markets, there is one important thing we can learn from that, and that is globalization has triggered very innovative and even disruptive initiatives in our financial market. And for instance, the Bitcoin has emerged. And in theory, global university systems, being the, in all fairness, only truly global higher education system so far, in principle, could introduce its own educational study credit point based on something which you could call an equivalent of a Bitcoin. Yet, so far, we have been quite hesitant to do so. Not just because the jury is still out on the value of the Bitcoin. As stated, higher education is more sophisticated than the currency markets. So how far can we push that comparison? Not that far, I think. The main question is whether we should look at our quality assurance and start pushing for an exchange rate which is underpinned by a more global quality assurance system with common denominators, and whether to link that quality assurance to our credit point units, or do what we have been doing so far and to rely purely on national systems under which our institutions issue their respective degrees. I wonder what your view is on this. In fairness, I do not have strong views on it myself at this stage. I can see the strength of the current arrangement, whereby typically our national authorities underwrite through national quality assurance systems the value of our degrees and diplomas. Pragmatically, that is a sensible approach. But let's be honest, there are also some real weaknesses to relying on national quality assurance systems. One, well, much of us think that quality assurance is very costly. And the question is whether adding another global layer on that would actually resolve that problem, or actually would make it even worse and make it even more costly. So that's definitely something we have to bear in mind. But more relevant might be that especially for smaller national higher education systems, the peer group assessment that really forms the foundation underneath our quality assurance can become easily too exposed to in-crowds, to vested interests, to implicit coalitions between groups of peers. I'm not saying that this is happening on purpose. This actually more likely happens in an unconscious way. But when the group is too small, it is actually very difficult to have a 100% unbiased assessment of our colleagues. And therefore, we are at risk of compromising the robustness of the assessment. An even more prominent risk is that in most quality assurance there are criteria included that actually reflects values. And these values can be implicitly and sometimes even explicitly political. And when you do that, we actually start pushing against the limits of academic autonomy, whilst I'm sure we all agree that academic autonomy has to be at the heart of any really credible quality of higher education. But it's not always that easy to draw a line. Give you an example. Is, for instance, the guideline that curricula have to address a theme like sustainability a corruption of academic autonomy? Is it right for authority to say you shall include sustainability in your teaching, or is that only rational? And yes, of course we should. A purist would argue it is a corruption, yet others will not see it as an issue at all. But the most sensitive point, let's say the famous elephant in the room, is that the quality of various national and regional quality assurance approaches can vary quite a bit. Some are definitely very robust, but some are still based on quite old-fashioned ticking of boxes, on jumping over a set of minimum hurdles, on compliance to prescriptive norms that easily can be implicitly biased. Some of the weaker systems enforce risk avoidance rather than innovation, and this is something which is really of great concern to me. They do that because they exclude, or rather condemn the potential failure. Weak quality assurance systems find any form of failures as unacceptable. Strong quality assurance systems, which are focused on innovation, actually expect there to be controlled failure, controlled experimentation, which sometimes is successful but not always. The functioning of a global ecosystem of higher education, including all its valuable diversity, is of course not completely dependent on global standards for higher education quality assurance. It is also not dependent on globalization of all peer group assessment. One could argue that the existing approach has been able to show a great appreciation for the imperative of diversity, certainly much more effectively than, let's say, the current popular universities rankings are able to demonstrate. But it is worth considering the potential value of a more global quality assurance set of standards. This can add to the robustness of assessing not just the worth of specific diplomas, but also the overall strength of national, regional, and ultimately global higher education ecosystems. So, in my view, it is a theme really worth taking seriously, really worth having a good discussion about. And I really hope that you will have an opportunity also amongst yourself to think about this. How does global quality assurance could relate to national quality assurance? Is there any need for it? And how could it help to strengthen our objective to optimally diversify the higher education forest as we cover all over the world? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor, for the speech. So next, I would like to invite the Honorable Dr. S.M. Tariq Rafi, Chairman, Singh Higher Education Commission, Pakistan, to deliver his speech online, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Tariq Rafi, Chairman, Sindh Higher Education Commission. We at Sindh Higher Education Commission firmly believe that the future of our country, region and humanity hinges upon well-educated individuals and our capable leaders. To fulfill this vision, the Sindh Higher Education Commission places great emphasis on the significance of higher education, particularly through our esteemed universities, which are dedicated to prepare graduates for leadership positions in the dynamic landscape of the 21st century. Our programs are thoughtfully designed to cultivate our leaders, equipping them with the knowledge, skills and mindset necessary to make a positive impact and excel in their respective fields. By nurturing a strong foundation of higher education, we are committed to fostering a bright future for our nation and beyond. Thanking you, Pakistan, Zindabad.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, next I would like to invite the Honorable Mr. Fawad Mahmood, Director Quality Assurance and Global Partnership, Ilma University from Pakistan, to deliver his speech, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege for me presenting Ilma University on the floor of University of Malaysia, Perlis. And this would not have been possible without the patronage of Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Datu T.S. Dr. Zaliman bin Soleh of UNIMAP, the Chancellor of Ilma University, Honorable Mr. Numan Lakhani, Tamgha Imtiaz. Obviously, it would not have been possible without the blessings of Associate Professor Dr. Tunku Salia, who is the Dean of Faculty of Business and Communication, UNIMAP. My colleagues Associate Professor Dr. Ummi Saria, Sajda Qureshi, she's the Deputy Director, and our Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Mansoor Zafar Daud, and all the stakeholders that are sitting here and who are listening to us, the international speakers, the national speakers. So I'm thankful to all of you for being here and joining this Quality Assurance Colloquium. Somebody told me years back that if you want to see the quality of a university, you can see and observe the main entrance point of any university or institution. So when you enter into a university or an education institution, so on the gate, you observe the quality. So the quality starts from the security room of the university or an institution, and as you enter the institution, it goes up to the top level management. So we speak a lot about quality assurance, academic quality, research quality, innovation, startups, alumni, graduates. So we speak a lot, but only the speeches are not enough. So we have to see and observe the quality in every aspect of the education institution. So I'll try to not to give a conventional speech. I'll try to share my experience related to the quality assurance, and since I am the part of senior management of my university, so I'll try to share those experiences with you today. Okay. I have a small question from all of you. I'll try to make it interactive today. Any one of you who can let me know about the vision of UNIMAP? Okay, you have time to study the vision of the UNIMAP, and so after the speech, there will be a workshop, and you will be required to discuss that vision. So now, today's colloquium speaks about 3 areas specifically. The first area is beyond boundaries, collaborative approaches to quality assurance. That is, we'll be speaking about the academic quality. Global engagements, that is, we'll be talking about MOUs, we'll be talking about partnerships, and research. So these are the main areas in which quality needs to be assessed, policies needs to be formulated, strategies need to be aligned, and then the similar points needs to be evaluated against the yardsticks. So I have chosen the topic of what are the strategies to establish effective collaborations. So when we speak about collaborations, the only thing that comes into our mind is signing of MOU, and then later on doing some activities as part of implementation strategies of that MOU. But the question is that, is the MOU signing enough to establish quality assurance? Any opinion? No. So there are a lot of things beyond signing of MOU. So I'll be speaking about the strategies to establish effective collaborations. Although there are many strategies which needs to be focused for effective collaborations, but here today I have chosen 5 strategies. Now, I'm sure that most of you are the faculty members who are assigned with different courses. You may be working for one department, you may be working for the other department. So the first and foremost responsibility of any faculty member or the department or the faculty is to review that whether the programs that you are offering, the courses that you are offering and you are teaching fulfill the parameters of quality. Are they offering industry-oriented curriculum? Are you giving the students the latest technological advancements? Are you creating and trying to inculcate required knowledge, skills, and competencies in the students? Are you making the right graduates by inculcating an academic and industry-oriented attitude? So these are the questions. If these questions are answerable, that means the program and the courses that you are delivering are fine. And if you don't see the results in your students related to these parameters, then there needs an adjustment. So in Pakistan, what we do, because we have established quality enhancement cells in every universities. In 2010, Higher Education Commission of Pakistan made it mandatory for all the universities and degree awarding institutions to establish quality enhancement cells or departments in the institutions. Now, what are the roles and responsibilities of QECs, quality enhancement cells, in any university? So their roles are multifunctional. The first role is that they need to, after every 2 years, they need to review their programs, and that is called self-assessment reviews, SARs. We prepare SARs, self-assessment reports, of all the programs that we offer after every 2 years. So now what happens is that when we review any program, we create two teams. The first team is the program team. The program team comprises of a chairperson, who can be any senior faculty member. The program team comprises of a secretary, who can be from the quality enhancement cell or quality assurance department to monitor the activities. And it comprises of further few senior and 1 or 2 junior faculty members. You see, when junior and senior faculty members combine, so the senior faculty members transform their experiences and knowledge to the junior faculty members, so that junior faculty member also knows and develop an understanding that how to make and deliver this curriculum effectively. So the program team is entrusted with the responsibility to evaluate the program based on certain parameters, factors, criterions, and they prepare the self-assessment report and put this report before the dean and the head of the department. So after the program team develops SAR or the self-assessment report, there is another team that is constituted, and that is called assessment team. Now what does the assessment team do? The assessment team reviews the report that is prepared by program team and highlight the strengths and weaknesses of the programs. And they prepare a report. After the report is prepared, the report is submitted to the Vice Chancellor. The Vice Chancellor reviews the report, calls program team and assessment team, and have a one-to-one session with the teams. And after that, the Vice Chancellor approves that report. Once the report is approved, now the role of quality enhancement cell comes forward. So quality enhancement cell collaborate with the designated department, the faculty and the dean and the head of the department to prepare an implementation plan. You see, when observations come after the report, so you need to prepare an implementation plan. Like if the observation is that your program lacks industrial knowledge, so the implementation plan may have a point that industrial visits will be aligned for the students so that they can have industry knowledge. Or maybe you can put a plan or an observation that, or an implementation strategy that a few advanced courses will be done by industry experts, so that you can appoint industry experts as visiting faculty members or maybe adjunct faculty members, and they can come to the university and deliver short sessions. For example, if you are teaching a course related to banking and finance, so how can a non-banker teach the banking and finance course? So you can appoint an adjunct or visiting faculty member who can come and who can teach your students. So this is the implementation strategy. And after every year, because this self-assessment report is prepared after every 2 years, so after every 1 year, you need to prepare a corrective action report in which you will measure that what you were supposed to do and what you achieved. So now my point is, why I am discussing this strategy here today at this colloquium, is that we are constituting program teams, we are constituting assessment teams. But since we are partner with UNIMAP and other international universities, so the strategy that is needed is that few faculty members from UNIMAP or other global partners must be in the program team and assessment team, so that when the program is reviewed, the global partners are also on the same page. They review our program with our team, and they know what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses of the programs. And on the basis of your experience, you can guide us what implementation strategies needs to be inculcated in the program, so that the program meets the international criteria. Because all over the world, what I have seen and I have heard is that everyone speaks about internationalization, international standards, global standards. So my program or my course, for example, I'm talking about BBA, banking and finance course, or maybe artificial intelligence course, or maybe communication skills course. So how can my program meet the international standard? Unless and until international people are on the board and the part of our teams, so that my program can match your curriculum and your requirements. So the first point that I wanted to discuss is that during the self-assessment reviews of the programs and the courses, if we want to utilize collaborative and global partnerships, we should add your faculty members in our assessment teams and program teams. This will make a difference. Now the second strategy that I want to highlight is the institutional performance evaluation. In Pakistan, what we do is that after every 1 year, teams are formulated to conduct institutional performance evaluation. There are certain 11 parameters on which institutional performance evaluation is being conducted. Like, we see the vision mission compliance, we see the curriculum, we see faculty, we see students, we see alumni, we see financial aspect of the institution, we see the examinations, we see the admissions. So there are around 11 parameters on which institution performance evaluation is evaluated, and rankings are announced in terms of quality assurance of the university every year by Higher Education Commission of Pakistan. So now what needs to be done is that when we are constituting our IPE teams, institutional performance evaluation teams, the similar strategy needs to be updated and inculcated. Like, we need to make global partners, faculty and senior management part of that IPE process. Maybe 1 or 2 members from your university and other global partners may join our constituted teams, and they will perform the similar exercise. And you know, the institutional performance evaluation follows the similar criteria that are being offered by accreditation bodies all over the world. Because when you go for program accreditations, they take 11 to 12 or 13 parameters revolving around these parameters that I have just discussed. So if we want to effectively utilize our global partnerships, we need to inculcate and indulge your nominated people into our systems, so that you may not only suggest your best practices, but also get what are our strengths and inculcate and apply here at your university. Now the third thing that we talk about is curriculum development, curriculum review. Now, at ILMA University, we have a policy of reviewing curriculum after every 3 years. So after every 3 years, we do curriculum review, and in that review, we constitute a team. We put our alumni into that team. We put our senior and junior faculty members in that team. we put industry experts in that team so that they all review the designated curriculum and may suggest that what is the recent industry trend, what is the recent industry requirement, and what is obsolete, what is there in the curriculum that is now outdated and should not be taught to the students. So this is another important area, because generally what happens, what I have witnessed is that curriculum review does not include generally all over the world the junior faculty members. Because junior faculty member may be your alumni. Junior faculty member is the recent or fresh pass out from any institution. So he or she understands what were the problems in the curriculum and what needs to be taught in the curriculum. So we not only include alumni, industry experts, senior faculty members, senior management in the curriculum review process, but also we include junior faculty members so that they can have an idea. So curriculum development, similarly, when we constitute the team, we need to include our global partners in that review process. So that, because generally when we sign MOU, we talk about exchange programs, student exchange program. But see, the main problem with a student exchange program is that, for example, I am teaching course A to you. The course A curriculum may differ from the curriculum that you offer for the similar course. So if there is a 30 or 40% difference in the curriculum that we are offering and you are offering, so how will this exchange program be successful? It will not be successful unless and until we match the curriculums. So curriculums can only be matched when we have our nominations in your curriculum review committees and your nominations on our curriculum review committee. So that the both curriculums, if not 100% matched, then at least it will match by 85%, which is acceptable. So the third strategy in order to make effective collaborations with the global partners in terms of quality assurance is to have your members and our members in the curriculum review committee meetings so that we can develop the curriculums together. Now, when we talk about global partnerships, so what does it mean? Can anyone just let me know about the global partnerships? What do you understand by global partnership? It's a very broader term. Global partnership can be anything. For example, my faculty giving a guest speaker session to your university, maybe online, maybe physical, maybe hybrid mode, it's a global partnership, right? Maybe what is a dire need of today is to have joint research projects. I have been interested with a project. For example, I want to study that there are around 600 items approved by Malaysian government that can be traded with Pakistan. But unfortunately, right now only 30 to 35 items are being traded between Malaysia and Pakistan. So there is a dire need to conduct a research that how can we increase these items of trade so that both the economies not only grow, but they can also have a better relationship. So there is a dire need to conduct this research. So this research can only be done if few people from Pakistan and few people from Malaysia can combine together, join together, and give the conclusions. Only Pakistani universities cannot do this research, only Malaysian universities cannot do this research. So what I'm trying to say is that global partnerships does not only mean signing of MOUs. Global partnership means every mandate, everything that is part of your mission statement to achieve the vision statement, that is to be conducted and done by both the partners. Now, the last thing is that why this colloquium? Generally, you people attend research conferences, maybe national level, international level, but why have we organized this Global Universities Colloquium? Why are we talking about quality assurance, quality enhancement? How many of you think that quality assurance is the responsibility of every one of you sitting here. How many of you second my this opinion? Let me repeat the question. I'm saying that quality enhancement and assurance is the responsibility of every individual that is sitting here at UNIMAP. Do you agree with my point? Yes, it is the responsibility of every one of us. That means that if every one of us starts sharing his or her best practices or his or her experience with each other, maybe you are sitting in the cafeteria discussing about what you have learned, what you are doing to increase the quality assurance, and similarly the other person is also discussing. So in this way, we all can learn how to increase the collaborations, how can we increase the quality of the programs that we are offering, the institution that we are working for. So there is a dire need to share these best practices, but we don't have the proper platform to share these best practices. So Global Universities Colloquium targets such platform, and this is a platform which offers an opportunity to all of us to share our best practices. Any question? Or any suggestion? I would rather say any feedback, any recommendation, or anyone would like to share his or her best practices or any experience that you think must be included in these strategies to improve the quality. Any one of you who can share. Okay, I think we'll discuss it unofficially after this. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Fawad. Give a big hand once again to Mr. Fawad. So, ladies and gentlemen, now we'll begin the workshop entitled "The Significant." Is it okay? Or Dr. Ogun is online. Okay, all right. So, I would like to invite the Honorable Professor Dr. Olgun Sisek, Director of International Relations, Dokuz Ilul University from Turkey, to deliver his speech online, please.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, yes, we can.
Thank you. Greetings to all. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there, but hopefully next time. And I congratulate the second curriculum, Colloquium. The first one was at Tokyo University last year. It was a success, and I'm sure this will be the same. Thanks to all team and partners for this collaboration, and I'm honored to be here to give this speech. So thanks to Fawad's presentation, I think they are really having a great strategy towards the internationalization as well as the QA strategy for a higher education institution. Today, I will just try to summarize the quality assurance from a different perspective, just to give idea to our audience, and then maybe some discussions afterwards. Now, the quality assurance and accreditation are combined, and it's really getting very important globally at all levels. So what I would like to highlight is basically we can consider the quality assurance or quality enhancements or creating a quality culture from a higher education institution perspective. It could go to institution level, program level, and the responsible person would be a faculty member in his or her own custody in the class or the research that they are doing. So there are lots of components that they are responsible at the micro level. So when you go out from there, from program to the institutional level, so each higher education institution's responsibility to assure the quality of teaching and learning, quality of research, and so forth. The three missions that the universities have, it should also go for the service to society or outreach, innovation. These are the areas which is under quality assurance perspective. So one of the important thing is really we have to be careful about going one level up from institutions to the regional partnerships, regional associations or councils. So that's the second level. And the third level is what I meant by the regional one is like CIENCA, the ENCA, or APQN, sort of. And there are also international level of quality assurance associations like CHEA in the US or INCOAHE that I'm also part of the board, which we try to come up with, like ISG, which is the International Standards and Guidelines. So from micro level to macro level, all has the same mindset, same ideology, same purpose to assure the quality enhancement and create a quality culture. So all we gather together is now discussing the ways and the practices, and as Fawad clearly mentioned, the best practices that are available at this each level to give value to the course, to the students, to the industry, to the academia, and to other associations that we partner with. So that's why now it's getting a global issue, and the global engagement within the quality assurance institutions, quality higher education institutions, quality assurance associations are now very hot topic. And I've got lots of affiliations with different types of organization. What I see is basically each one is trying to get connected, expand, and learn from each other so that they can practice and serve for their mission in a better way. Having said that, of course, the strategic issues in terms of maybe quality assurance, when we talk about globally, the digitalization, especially post-pandemic era, now digitalization of teaching and learning, as well as the quality assurance and accreditation, is an important topic as well. We all are working for it. Now, ENCA really clearly and rightly state that QFIT, Fit for Future, one of the projects is about that. So it's not fit for purpose, it's fit for future, because the future is really very near, or it's happening each time. So we have to be prepared for the new developments and new changes. So we need to adjust our strategies, policies, and practices towards this digitalization. That's really like a must for all of us. The partnerships, as mentioned by other colleagues as well, is one of the paramount. So we have to connect to the world. We have to join our forces. We have to learn from our best practices, and we have to do some joint works, whether it is for QA purposes, whether it's for accreditation, even if it's for rankings. Now, these are the popular topics, as I've mentioned. Now, the rankings are getting aligned and connected with the quality assurance and accreditation. It's complementary, in my opinion, not one without the others. So you have to have a complete cycle that assure the graduates, the end products and outcomes, whatever we have, is serving for the mission, serving for the industry, serving for the future purposes as well. Now the new skill set are adjusted or developed or keep changing and adding some more skills on it. So we have to also adjust our policies and procedures, standards, guidelines, or criteria, rubrics, according to these expectations from the outside world of quality assurance and higher education. So therefore, the partnerships are really important, and we are trying to get globally engaged and also join our forces to make more impact on the results. One other things that we can discuss is the flexibility, adaptability. So if we have some rigid rules and rubrics and standards that we stick on, and the conditions are changing in the outside world, we cannot really achieve whatever is intended. So therefore, the flexibility of QA practices are important. Now we are experiencing some new types of accreditations. We call either digital accreditation or smart accreditation, whatever you name it. It will give us some new views, perspectives, practices, and achievements. So we have to adjust our policies and procedures as well. when you look at the associations like quality assurance agencies or ministries, departments in charge of quality assurance, or accreditation bodies, regional associations, councils, they all are working on these kind of new adjustments. Just to give you a few examples, for example, Inquaha is now launching its ISG, its International Standards and Guidelines for Quality Assurance and Accreditation for quality assurance agencies. Quality assurance agencies are revising and updating their policies and procedures for higher education institutions. CHEA is also concerned for international standards and guidelines. ENCA is now revising the ESG, European Standards and Guidelines, which was updated in 2015. But since then, lots of things changed, especially after pandemic. So therefore, they are now adapting and adjusting the new standards accordingly. So one of the things, as I mentioned, is important to not to forget to involve the stakeholders, especially the external stakeholders. In QA and accreditation, the role of students in the expert panels or in the committees are crucial because they are the ones who are really hit in the first instance. The role of industry representatives, experts are crucial because they are the one whom we are trying to serve and fit their expectations. So therefore, with all the missions that we have as higher education institutions, we have to adjust our quality assurance policy and procedures accordingly. So I would say that the DNA of quality assurance and accreditation, and maybe the rankings, is changing post-pandemic era. So we have to be aware of this. We have to adjust ourselves, our policies accordingly, and come up with a unified system that can really easily be exchanged, or the engagement and partnerships will be much more powerful to serve the mission again. So creating quality culture is the ultimate goal. That's really important. We have to work for this. And in order to achieve this, the reality of the ground is really important. The human resources, the availability of digital resources, and the level of your partnerships and engagements, the practices, the achievements, the update of the policies and procedures are all important. And agility and resilience are the key words that we have to be cautious with during these challenging times or the transition times. So each institution needs to work for that. So we have to be innovative in QA to fit for the future of higher education institutions or the quality assurance. Sustainability is another important thing. It has to be continuous. It's not just for this year, it's not just for a couple of years, but in the long run, we have to be adaptable and sustainable as well. Autonomy and responsibility and integrity, these are all issues that are related with both teaching and learning or the research-wise as well. So it has to have a coverage of in that sense. So autonomy and accountability and responsibility should go hand in hand. And maybe I call this like quality ambassadors. Like all of us maybe are in a way quality ambassadors globally, and we are trying to really support the ecosystem. So we have to really work together, as Fawad clearly mentioned, to learn from each other, to give us some more benefits and advantages as well. Last but not the least, let's finish with this code, and then I'll be happy to take questions. So if there's any comments, I'm happy to discuss. Whatever is the water for a fish, it should be same for us as quality culture. So we have to live with it all times, and we have to feel it. It's like a lot for us to live and succeed. So
Hi, Prof. Still there? Because of we can't hear your voice.
Yeah, I can just hear you. Sorry.
Okay, all right, cool.
Did you hear as far as
Yes, I hear you, but your video is stuck. But then you can continue.
well? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Thank you. Where was, oops.
Okay, that Prof. Still there?
Hi.
Okay, cool. You can continue, Prof.
Sorry, what was the last thing you got? Sorry, I'm lost.
We have Q&A session, Prof.
Let me just wrap up and
Okay,
conclude.
Sure, sure.
Okay, so I think I was saying as a final words that we all are like quality ambassadors. So we have to really contribute and collaborate to achieve our goals and mission of our institutions as well. Therefore, this is really important that we get together. And the final thing is that whatever the water is for a fish should be the quality culture for us. So we have to live with it all time. And thank you very much for the opportunity again. And I'll be happy to answer if any questions or comments.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Prof, once again for your speech. So we do have Q&A session. Anyone? So maybe you can we can contact you later for the questions. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to begin with the workshop entitled "The Significance of Quality in Academic Research." We are pleased to invite the Honorable Associate Professor Dr. Umi Naimah Sarae, Head of the Center of Excellence for Social Innovation and Sustainability at UNIMAP, to deliver her speech on this topic, please.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Shauki. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning again to all and one of you. So today, I would like to present my workshop session entitled "The Significance of Quality in Academic Research." Okay, my name is Umi Naimah binti Sarae, and I am from COSIS, one of the Center of Excellence of UNIMAP. So let us wait for the slide. All right, so I believe that most of you have very familiar with this topic, and maybe some of you can deliver this topic even better than me. However, as for today's, I just would like to share some of the thought and view based on my experience and survey, and basically in the domain of social science research. All right, so I'll try to use my pointer. Okay, this is the layout of my presentation. First and foremost, we are going to look at the definitions of academic research and its quality, followed by to highlight on the 8 characteristics of quality academic research. After that, we are going to look on the significance of producing a quality academic research in the context of higher education. And later, soon after that, we are going to, in my view, I would like to highlight 3 of the ethical principles that are very compulsory for all of the researcher in order to produce a good and quality research academic. And in brief later on, I would like to highlight on several of the challenges and the possible solution that can be taken to overcome the researchers' obstacle in producing a good and quality academic research. So now we go to the definition of academic research and its quality. All right, if you look based on past researcher, there are lots of definitions based on variety of author on the definitions of academic research. However, it can be summarized that academic research might reflect on the systematic process and procedure, right, with the aim to solve a particular problem or research phenomena, or at least to lessen the negative impact to that research phenomena. So there are three important elements that need to be fulfilled by all of the researcher in the term of quality, where all of the researcher, in short, need to have a rigorous methodology from the beginning of the research, either in the selection of the research approach, such as to select the quantitative, the qualitative, or even the mixed method approach, and then to uphold their scholarly integrity at the utmost, and at the same time with the patient to contribute for a knowledge either in the term of practical, theoretical, or methodological, and so forth. All right, so there is a brief definitions of academic research and its quality. Now we move to the characteristic of quality academic research. Of course, there are a lot of characteristics that can be counted, but I only focus on these 8. And before I go further, I also would like to declare that I am also still striving my best to produce a quality research, all right? So first and foremost, the first characteristic is academic research should be orderly and systematic. It means that the orderly is to follow the step and procedure, step by step, following the techniques without skipping any of the technique in order to make sure we can produce a good research. And the orderly and systematic, not only referring on the research process, however, it is also applicable in the way of our presentation, either in the form of report or the verbal presentation. It should be systematically and sorting in order. Okay, so the next one, all academic research should be based on a clear issue or research problem. It means that we no need to conduct any research if there are no any particular issue that we are going to solve. Therefore, this is issue or this research, the current issue that occur should be supported by the current data or statistic to provide the evidence that the existing research is there. Therefore, based on this, we are able to provide the particular or the specific solutions at the end of the research. So we move next. Anchored by a clear research objective. Of course, when we have a research problem, there will be a lot of research objective that can be developed. So it depends on our intention. And this is also very essential at the beginning of the research process, because research objective will match to the selections of tools that you are going to analyze data in order to provide the solution for that particular research. Okay, and at the same time, normally and basically in the context of social science, if we are conducting a quantitative type of research, this research objective should be well synchronized with our research question as well as the research hypothesis. Okay, the next one, acknowledge previous research on the topic. It means that we need to have a vast survey on what have been done from the past literature. Therefore, we can ensure that our current research is not duplicating the previous research. And at the same time, we can identify what is the obstacle and suggestion that has been made by past author or past researcher who already go through this type of research objective or research domain. Okay, the next one emphasize to develop or define the existing knowledge and theories. Basically, in the term of social science, we will refer to the theory. If you still remember, the quality of academic research is to have the passion or intention to contribute to the practical, to the theoretical parts. Therefore, we can try to develop a new theory, or we can testing, expanding, or integrate of theory. And of course, it will go to the lack of quality if we are not able to provide any of the new and fruitful knowledge to the existing literature. Okay, the next one, strive to collect first-hand information. Most of the social science research have this obstacle. This is because not so many people, okay, when we are dealing with the behavior of people, so we will target our sample to observe their behavior or to at least gain their information in terms of their view, opinion, perception. So this is quite very challenging for us to make sure that our respondent will reveal their accurate and honest information from their parties. Okay, so this is also very hard to be achieved. However, there are several steps that we can do, even though we cannot 100% control, that we can gain the 100% of the accurate of the first data. Okay, the next one, the good and the quality academic research can be replicable, reproducible, and also transparent. In terms of replicable, we need to make sure that we can provide the detailed information for all of the steps that we apply in our study. Okay, therefore, if we have all of the information based on the genuine data, right, we have the sources of data, therefore, it will become transparent, and our research or framework or any of the information that include in our research can be replicated and can be duplicated by others, maybe in different contexts of study. Sorry, my voice is not good. All right, so let me continue. A good quality research also should be representative, generalizable, and adequately communicate. Thank you, Dr. Aida. Okay, better now. So, in the context of social science, it is impossible for us to collect all of the first-hand data by reaching all of our population because it is in a large scale. Therefore, we need to make sure that the sample that we select can represent the whole population that involved with that situation problem. Therefore, it can be generalizable to the larger population. And the last one, even though we have a good and quality research, it is remain useless if we are not able to communicate the research finding to the person who are going to get benefit from that research. Therefore, this is very important. Either we are communicate the research result, either in the verbal session or in the context of the written report. Okay, we move to the next one. It is about the significance of producing a quality academic research. I only would like to highlight on the 4 significance. Okay. Okay, first, it is to enhance the reputation of academic institution. Of course, as we all know, in the context of institution or education, by having a good quality research, it will be the indicator for the university to increase the ranking and its accreditation. But also in the perspective of individual enhancement or individual performance, all right, the quality research will be the indicator to enhance the researcher or the academic performance, or even as a bonus when they are applying for any fund, all right? Okay, so I try to go fast. We go to the next one. Number 2, advancing disciplinary knowledge and innovation. okay, by having the cutting edge discovery and breakthrough, of course, we will find a new innovation, and this can combine the expert from different field of expertise. Therefore, a more holistic suggestion and solution can be done or can be channeled to solve a more huge or complex research. Therefore, a multidimensional approach can be utilized very well when we're having many expertise from different disciplines. Okay, the next one, it can strengthen the teaching and learning. Okay, let's say when we are doing or conducting the teaching and learning in class, our real-based project can be the example for us when we delivering our teaching. And at the same time, if we have the real experience and the real result of that research, it can be benefit also, and it can be a guidance to our colleagues that are having interest to explore the same domain of that particular research. So we go to the fourth significance. Okay, will create the most impact on the society and public engagement by trying to solve the societal issue, such as to decrease the poverty, to decrease the social inequality, and so forth. And it also can have the knowledge transfer and outreach when we have more of the collaboration, either with agency, industry, and other universities at the national or international levels. Therefore, we can develop more technological advancement and the intellectual growth among the researchers who are engaged with that particular research. Okay, next, there are only 3 ethical principles that I would like to highlight, and I guess it is a must to be there, to be committed by all of the researchers, especially in the social science domain, because in social science, normally we only gather the information in terms of getting their perspective, their view, their opinion. So the 3 elements that need to be highlighted is on the integrity. Okay, all of the researchers need to have a high level of integrity. It means that they need to have a full fairness, honesty in conducting their research process. So it can be done easily if we can have a very genuine data or sources of reference, all right? And it can lead to the transparency where the data that involved with our study are transparent and can be available at all time. Okay, and one more thing, in order to collect the data, we need to respect the participants' right, because we need to convince our participant that we will keep their details as personal, as privacy and confidential. This is because if they are not trust with us, they might not reveal their true or the most accurate feeling of their part. So this will lead to the wrong of the data analysis, and finally we will maybe suggest the inaccurate result or findings to be declared as the contribution of our study. So it should start by respecting the participants' right. At some time, we need to have the consent letter for them. And at some place, before we do any of the publication, there will be one of the ethic review, all right, to go through and to verify all of the process, either it has been conducted in the most accurate way. So this is the elaboration for integrity, transparency, and respecting participants' right. Okay, now we move to the 5th section. It is about challenges and solutions in producing a quality academic research. Okay, in brief, I highlight number 1, limited resources. Okay, limited resources can be seen in the aspect of limited of fund and limited of time, limited of access to the data or equipment. And this can be solved by seeking an alternative sources of fund maybe, and maybe in terms of time we can strategize well our research and need to respect the Gantt chart, and also in terms of getting the data access, maybe we need to have a very good networking to the department who hold that data. Okay, in terms of ethical consideration, because in the social science, it is chances for the researcher to manipulate the data or manipulate the finding. Therefore, ethical principle is very important, and it should be have the ethical guidance and ethical regulation need to be followed and need to be nurtured in the environment of universities. The next one, publication bias and ethical misconduct. Okay, I aware that you are also agree with me. Maybe some of us might have the feeling that we are not going to reveal any of the negative result based of our research. So this is something that involved with the ethical misconduct. Therefore, the solution that I would like to suggest is to forcing the culture of research integrity among the faculty members. All right, and the last one, in terms of replicability and reproducibility, we need to provide a detailed information for all of the stages when we conduct the research until we get the final result. Therefore, it will make us transparent, and it will make other or future researchers can refer to our data in order to enhance the understanding and the domain and the research in the similar domain. So I think that's all for my presentation. The next two slide is only the elaboration of this. Okay, so I guess that is from me. All right, and if you have any further inquiry or concern or comments, you are free to contact me at this email address or by using this WhatsApp number as stated on this slide. I'm sorry, so thank you very much for your attention. I hope that this little knowledge sharing can at least refresh our knowledge on the quality of producing a good research. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Shauki.
All right, thank you. Are you good? Are you good? Okay, all right. Once again, thank you to Associate Professor Dr. Umi Naimah Sarae for the speech. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll now proceed with the second workshop entitled Preparing Global Citizen. It is our pleasure to invite the Honorable Sajida Qureshi, Head of Alumni and Placement at Ilma University, Pakistan, to deliver her speech on this topic, please.
All right. Good morning once again. Listening to all the speeches of our esteemed guests and speakers from around the globe, looking at the conference, what we have concluded is why we are working on it, why institutions and universities are producing their products in a sense of students. So, looking at the internationalization and quality engagements, global engagements and research, we are finally producing or preparing the global citizens. May I have a, can I ask everyone, what do you think is global citizen? Who we have in the audience? The faculty members, the staff and students? Am I right? Is it the combination of all these, or do we have only students? All of them, all right. So why we are preparing these global citizens, and who are the global citizens? Us, everyone, me, myself, the faculty members, the students. But why we are preparing them and why we are calling them as a global? For them, they need to have a certain skills. What are those skills are? Like they need to have the knowledge, the value, that promote cultural understandings, empathy, and sense of responsibility towards the world. And for that, what skills we need? Those are cultural competences, critical thinking, language skills, environmental awareness, global issues, technology literacy, service learning, interdisciplinary education, civic engagement, study abroad and exchange programs, and ethical leadership. All right. So for that, what we require, I think I need to switch with the remote. All right. Another question that Mr. Fawad previously asked. What is the vision and mission of the university? Can anyone contribute to it? Yes, please. No one? Should I yeah. All right, perfect. So that vision and mission itself depicting like we are going for the internationalization, right? We have a vision that we have to produce students or the product that has been introduced into the market globally. And what we are doing to it, what we require for it, I have a few points. We need to look for curricular development. That's the very important key point required to create a global citizen. Design and update the curriculum to include a global perspective, cross-cultural content, and relevant global issues across various subjects. Am I right? Are you with me? Are you seconding to this point? And the second point is teacher training. Provide professional development opportunities to the teachers to enhance their cultural competence, teaching methods, and global awareness. So with this conference, we introduce this teacher training activities as well. Because the way I'm standing before you is a part of my training as well. Talking to the different cultures and different people around the globe as we had last year in the Turkey. So that's how we train our teachers. Okay, for this we need resources as well. Ensure access to diverse teaching materials, including books, videos, online resources, guest speaker sessions that expose a student to the global topics. We normally have our international faculty members who teach to our current enrolled students and let them know the extra content that in our university or Ilma University do not have. So that's how we provide resources to our students to have that multi-diverse cultural experience. Language education, the very important point. When we travel to the countries around the globe in terms of only tourism, we face difficult challenges like talking to people. So if we initially teach our students the basic language skills like maybe Chinese, maybe Malaysian, maybe German, because students after graduating they're trying to move towards their higher education to the other countries. So the very important challenge is the language one. So we need to teach those languages as well. We do have in our universities, like we have French course, we have German course, we teach Chinese language as well. So initially we have introduced these courses at our university. Okay, the cultural exchange program. Establish partnership with the schools and organizations around the world to facilitate students and teacher exchanges. We normally have this practice in our university that we create every year a program where we invite every consul general of every country to have the activities in our university that introduce the cultural exchange. It could be the food, it could be the cultural dance activities, the cultural dressing, since as our students can learn what are the activities happening around the globe. Technology integration. Incorporate the technology and online platforms that allows students to collaborate with the peers globally and access international information. Very key point. If a student cannot travel from one country to another, we have the technology, as after COVID we have introduced like how to connect around the globe without moving ourselves. Seventh is community engagement. Encourage community involvement and service learning projects that address global challenges and promote local global connections. Again, assessment tools. Develop appropriate assessment methods to measure students' global competences and understanding, moving beyond the traditional testing. Diverse faculty. Promote diversity among teachers and staff to reflect the multicultural nature of the world and provide role models for students. As I said, we have international faculty on our university's payroll who is teaching our current students. Global partnerships, very important point. Collaborate with the international students and organizations to share the best practices, resources and expertise. One of the examples is we are standing before you. Again, government support, secure government funding and policy support to prioritize the global citizenship education within the national education system. Okay, so these are the points and skills required to create the global citizen. Now, how we need to set the priorities? We have all these points, but what are the points need to be taken care of first? We need to highlight those points and set the priorities accordingly, and also measure like where we are standing from where we started. The very first thing is to assessment of the current state, like evaluate the current curriculum, teaching methodologies, and resources to identify strengths and weaknesses in global educations. Like we can compare ILMA University's curriculum, ILMA University's faculty with the UNIMAP faculty and curriculum, and after comparison we will know where we are standing in global records. Second is conduct surveys or focus group with the teachers, students, parents and community members to gauge awareness and interest in the global issues. After this session, we will share a survey questionnaire with you as well, as we can have remarks from your side. So that's how we can assess like from where we started and where we are now. We need to define the clear objectives. The objectives to the students, to the faculty, to the staff. That is, establish a clear and specific goal for global citizenship education. These objectives should align with the broader educational aims and national or regional priorities, right? Okay. Stakeholder involvement. Who are the stakeholders of any education systems? Students, lecturers, faculty members, maybe management, and the parents as well. We need to give them the knowledge and engage them like educators, policymakers also includes in this. In every decision-making process of the university, their input is essential in setting the priorities, right? If they are on board on everything that we are going to produce a global studentship, so their input and decision-making is very key point into it. Again, the resources and budgeting, curriculum review and integration. Identify areas within the existing curriculum where a global perspective can be integrated effectively. Prioritize subjects or grade levels for immediate integration based on the relevance and feasibility. Normally, what education system have the problem in terms of curriculum, we teach students now the basic, I'm from computer science background. The curriculum that we have, we start by teaching students what is computer, what does it do, what are the input and output systems in the computers. So these are the basic things and everybody knows. So we need to upgrade the curriculum according to the technology, advanced technology perspective. So we need to review those curriculum and integrate the global perspective into it. Six is professional development. Who need to be trained in this whole members, right? Staff, maybe students. They need to go for the exchange programs, maybe for a month, for a week, for 6 months, or for a year, right? Global partnerships again, and setting the priorities. We need to collaborate to the industry. We need to collaborate to the universities, not within our own region or country, but globally. Again, assessment and evaluation, community engagement, policy advocacy, monitoring and feedback is the most important key point into it. Establish a system for ongoing monitoring and evaluation to track the progress and adjust priorities as needed. Seek regular feedbacks from teachers, students, and parents to ensure the priorities that remain relevant and effective. So, is this practice normal into your university? Do you take the feedback from students and faculty members? Alright, it must be online. So we have again a portal, online learning management system, where a student can access every resource of the university. From there, they can have the feedback of every teacher, every course that we are teaching them, every resource material that we are providing them. So that's how we get back the feedback. Communication and awareness. Okay. I am head of alumni and placements, right? Most of the students visit me and ask me, I need to go or I need to move abroad. I need to leave Pakistan. I want to have my higher education out of Pakistan. So it's my responsibility or it's university's responsibility to educate our own students. If we are not there, they'll go to the consultants again. And consultants' guidance and a faculty member or an institution's guidance, there is a huge difference. The consultants will guide them only just to have their budget and everything, but they trust on us rather on the consultants. So we need to give the communication awareness to the students, like how they can switch from one country to another in terms of getting the admissions, in terms of what are the requirements for that, in terms of language barriers, in terms of cultural maybe knowledge. So lots of our own faculty members introduced and got admission to this university. Why? Because we introduced them as one of our partner universities. That's why it is said that we need to collaborate around the globe, as we can share our faculty and students, as they can, and students can have the knowledge, and the right decision making system is there by involving the parents as well, right? Okay, flexibility and adaptation. Be prepared to adopt the priorities